Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our preschool open house. My name is Cindy Wilson, and I am the supervisor of pre-K to 5 for Middletown. I am joined today by Tara Garzone, who is our special ed supervisor for pre-K to 5, and along with Sue Calabro, who is our data systems manager. We also have Chris Rotolo, who is working behind the scenes to make this Zoom call possible. We thank you for joining us tonight. We're just going to give you a quick snapshot into the day of a preschool child. And then we'll talk about the important stuff, like how do you fill out a lottery application, and then how do you get selected, and how do you register? So thank you again for joining us. And Chris will pull up our presentation. Thank you, Chris. Okay, thank you.
How's that?
Hello.
There you go.
To our preschool open house. Preschool is an amazing time for young children. It's such a journey and not to be looked at as a race. Our Middletown programs are developmentally appropriate. They are rooted in the philosophy that suggests students are active learners from birth, and they learn from a variety of interactions with people, their environment, and their experiences. Middletown has embraced the creative curriculum, one of the state-approved mandated curriculums to support the active learning that our students interact with each day. Each classroom is designed to facilitate active learning. There's center areas that depict opportunities for choice. Students select where they would like to work or play, and we interchange those words because a child's work is their play. The teachers are facilitators in this program. They engage with students and they extend their learning and their language and their experiences. They make them appropriate for each child. There's an element of intentional teaching that occurs in each classroom where you set the room up in such a way that supports curiosity and learning. Any activity that a child selects is an opportunity for the teacher to join them. Talk about what they know, what are they thinking, what do they notice, and increase their knowledge. Our preschool teachers are certified in early childhood education and special education, and they have the support of a paraprofessional. The daily routine supports students and enables them to know what's coming next. A consistent daily routine provides them with a framework in which they can successfully engage and interact in the day. In Middletown, we embrace the development of the whole child. We look at them in terms of all of their cognitive ability, physical ability, social emotional capacities, self-help skills. Daily, our students are graded upon arrival. Their first steps of independence begin then. They are greeted by friendly staff, teachers, paraprofessionals, security guards, as they make their way to start their day. Children are provided with a consistent daily routine that helps and supports that independence, and that framework provides them with the opportunity to know what's coming, and how powerful is that? Students are active learners and they make choices. How are they going to spend the time during that day? There's a variety of activities that go on all day long that support the development of the whole child. It's really about looking at them as this one unique, developing, individual personality with vast needs. They have areas of strengths and areas that need a little more support. Our teachers are very keen at providing the support that each student needs.
was just a snippet as to the inside is what goes on during the day, but they're really such beautiful environments, and safety first, respect the top of the list. But Tara Garzone is going to introduce and speak to you about the integrated preschool program more specifically.
Thank you, Ms. Wilson. Good evening, everybody, and thank you for joining us. I'm going to go over some of the important information that I'm sure a lot of you are wondering about our preschool program here in Middletown Township Public Schools. So we have 13 integrated classrooms located across the district in 4 of the elementary schools. Those 4 elementary schools are Fairview, Harmony, Middletown Village, and Ocean Avenue School. These are just where our preschool classes are housed. So that does not mean that you need to be zoned in that area to attend one of those preschool classes. I just wanted to make that clear first and foremost. Incoming students for our preschool program must be 3 years old by October 1st of 2024. And it is strongly recommended that they are potty trained. And when we stress integrated preschool, I just want to make sure that everybody is aware that our integrated preschool means that we are integrated with 3-year-olds and 4-year-olds together in their classrooms. We offer full day sessions, which are Monday through Friday, 8:45 to 1:45, and we have 8 classrooms that are running full day. We also run AM and PM sessions, with the AM class being from 8:45 to 11:15, and the afternoon class running from 12:15 to 2:45. And we have 5 of those classrooms. I stress the number of classrooms because I need you to understand that there 5 out of the 8 are full day classrooms, and all 5 AM and PM classrooms are inclusive. And what we mean by inclusive is that we provide equal access to academic and social learning opportunities and resources for those students who may have physical or intellectual disabilities. 3 out of the 8 full-day classrooms are reserved for students with disabilities who require more intensive support and related services, and that's determined by their child study team members. Next slide, please. So applying and registering for our integrated preschool program. So as of next Monday, so on Monday, February 5th, 2024, we will begin accepting preschool program applications. The application will be electronic through a Google form that will be posted onto the district website at middletownk12.org, and it will be listed under the preschool department. So when you go to our website, you'll have the subheadings right along the top that says departments, and then there is one specifically for preschool, and then the link will be directly posted there. We are no longer accepting paper applications. That has been the past practice. We are now moving to a Google form. Applications will be accepted beginning Monday, the 4th, Monday the 5th, I'm sorry. So we'll accept them Monday, February 5th, and the application will be accepted all the way through Monday, March 4th. So that's just about 1 month of where we will accept applications for the preschool program. The application process is a lottery. So that means we have a specific number of spots available. And if, depending on the number of applications we receive, determines the number of places that we have available for students to come into the program. So there have been times where we've had enough applications to the number of spots available, so we didn't need to hold a lottery. So that is an option depending on the number of applications that we receive. If we receive too many applications, we will put everybody into a lottery, and we will the lottery will take place on Friday, March 15th of 2024. And if we have to do that, everybody will receive notification of that from our preschool secretary. Families will be notified of their status if they get into the program as quickly as the week of Monday, March 18th. So we're trying to do this as quickly as possible, as we recognize that everybody is anticipating the start of their preschool experience, and that if you do not get into the program, that you need to make other arrangements. So we're trying to make this very streamlined and as quickly as possible so that every family can be aware of their status. Registration for students that are accepted into our preschool program will then open after this. So I need everybody to understand the difference between application and registration. So the Google form that you will fill out is just an application. You will apply to be accepted into the program due to space and availability. And then once you receive notification of that, then that would be when you participate in the registration process. That registration process will begin on our Genesis portal beginning on Monday, March 25th. Further in the presentation, we have Ms. Sue Calabro here, and she will explain what that all looks like for you. Next slide. Oh, now I believe it's up. It's Sue, it's your turn.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Sue Calabro. I am the Student Information and Data Systems Manager. Welcome to pre-K registration. So this year we will be using the Genesis student registration. We did begin with it last year, so it's a new program to us. This is what the login screen will look like when you first sign on to the system. As Mrs. Garzone mentioned, you will receive a letter once you're accepted into the program. That letter will contain, a 6-digit authorization code, which will be required as part of the registration process. Now, the registration system will be opening for regular registration for the 24-25 school year starting tomorrow. However, you will be unable to register for pre-K until that March 25th date. So when you go on to register, it's going to ask you what grade you're registering your child for. Pre-K falls under 4 different categories in the registration system: 3H, 3F, 4H, and 4F. The 3 and the 4 pertain to your child's age at the time, and the H and the F apply to half day or full day. So we recommend that you apply based on what your preference is at that time and what program you've been accepted into. And then our registrar will contact you if there's any other questions. Next slide, Chris. And this is just an overview of the registration system for pre-K and the requirements. All of this information will be put on the district website with this recording, and it is also under the registration link on the district website. So you can go on there and review it. I highly recommend that you have all of your documents ready ahead of time, because you will not be able to save the registration process and go back unless you have everything that is required to be uploaded at the end of the registration process. Next slide. These are our residency requirements for a homeowner in the district. And again, this is also on the district website, so you can go there and review it. You must have these documents available in order to register. Next slide. These are also the proof of residencies required for renters within the district. And again, you have to have your document available in order to upload them during the registration process. Next slide. Any supplemental documents such as IEP documents, 504s, individual health care plans, English learner, or any custody documents that you may have, you can also upload them during the registration process. They all have separate tabs that you can individualize them by. This is the Genesis Parent Portal. Once you are received and authorized in the system for pre-K, in the beginning of August, you will receive an invitation letter to the email address that we have on file. So please be careful when you enter your email address. Make sure that that's an email that you want to use for all school communications. You will receive an invitation to join our parent portal. We strongly encourage all our parents to go on the portal. This is where everything is released electronically. You'll be able to review your students' attendance, any electronic documentation that's released. Our pre-K progress reports are released here on a trimester basis. We do send out notifications on the portal, and you'll know when the progress reports are being released. This is just an overview of what the portal looks like once you go on. All of the icons and tabs are all located on the left-hand side, and it'll just, it's self-explanatory and you can follow through. The one big thing I want to reach out here is the contacts tab is crucial. Please, when you register your child, put in the contacts that can be reached in the event of an emergency. Emergency contacts are people that should be able to come and pick up your child within a reasonable amount of time. Please make sure the phone numbers are correct. Your email address is correct. Like I said before, this is how we communicate with you electronically. This district does use a phone blast, email blast system. And if we don't have the correct phone numbers and email addresses, you will not be getting that communication. I believe it's back to Ms. Wilson.
This part is me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. No problem. I would just like to make note that we have Mr. Paulson helping us in the chat, answering a lot of the questions. So thank you, Mr. Paulson. He's the principal at Harmony School, where we do house many of our preschool programs. And if there is a question that maybe did not get answered through the chat, you can certainly feel free to reach out to our preschool secretary, who is Miss Megan Ferrara. You can also email Miss Wilson or myself. We're happy to answer any of those questions that maybe didn't get answered tonight. But just as a couple of reminders and important information, again, I want to stress the difference between the application and the registration process. Thank you, Ms. Calabro, for explaining the detailed registration process. So you will hear from our office, from the preschool department, whether or not you have been accepted into the preschool program. I do know it was mentioned on the side of the chat that what about the students that were in the program this year? If you were in the program already accepted this year and your child was already a part of our program, they will remain in the program for the next year as well. So that's returning 3-year-olds will not need to reapply or re-register. We will, if we have an abundance of applications and we do need to use the lottery, we will maintain a wait list. The good part about the application process is, in order of the way that they are submitted, we have them numbered for the wait list already, so that we will not need to worry about numbering them afterwards after the lottery. So we will refer to the wait list. I will share with you, we have families that come in and out of the program due to move-ins, or maybe at the time of applying, they were ready to be a part of our program, but then maybe didn't work out for their situation at home, and they needed something more full day or half day, depending on what their circumstance is. So I will tell you that we did have a wait list this year, and we did make it through the wait list. Maybe not in a timely fashion, and it may have not worked out for every family, but we did make it through the wait list and contact those people on the wait list and have availability for them as we made it through November into December. Teacher sessions and requests will be taken into consideration. There will be a portion of the application for you to indicate those requests, and they will be considered. However, they are not guaranteed. So again, those dates on the first slide, this presentation will be listed under the preschool department tab, so you can refer to this at any given moment. Chris, if you wouldn't mind, could you just go back to that original slide with the dates on it? I do believe it was the 3rd slide. Too many dates and I don't want to mess them up. So beginning Monday, this Monday again, February 5th, the link to apply for the application process through the lottery program will be posted, and you will need to apply through the Google form. We are not accepting those paper applications. If you did submit a paper application already, I will have the secretary reach out to you so that you can do that via the Google form, so that we have it consistent through the whole process. and we will accept all applications through Monday, March 4th. As of 3 p.m., we will close the application and no more applications will be submitted at that time. And then we will anticipate the lottery to take place on Friday, March 15th. Ms. Wilson, am I leaving anything out?
No, Tara, I think you have it all covered.
Great. So I think there may have been an extra slide or two. I'm not sure where we last left off, Mr. Rotolo.
Tara, did you finish that last slide?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Ms. Wilson and Mrs. Garzon, we do have a question. What is the current tuition rate? Do we know for 24-25?
So currently, I can report out on what the current tuition is. We have not received any updated rates as of right now, but that does not mean that it may change. The full day tuition is $500 per month. So that's stretched across 10 months of the school year. And then Ms. Wilson, $350, correct, for the half day program?
I want to say that sounds about right.
Yes, I'm pretty sure it was $350 and $500.
Mm-hmm.
Again, anything is subject to change. We have not been notified of that at this time. So that is what the current rates are.
And the tuition is based on the year. So it's not like some months are short. November has holidays. And so you're really paying for the year. It's just broken up into 10 monthly payments. So yeah, and it's a 5-day-a-week program. Children are expected to be there 5 days in attendance. I'm trying to think of other questions people might have. We do use Creative Gold curriculum. We do lots of studies, box studies, pet studies, clothing studies, you name it. So teachers are fabulous. We have, let's see, what else? Incoming 3-year-olds and new 4-year-olds will be given a little screening. The Easy P, it's a really 20-minute screener that the teachers will do just to get a baseline of how they're doing. We do follow New Jersey preschool teaching and learning standards. High quality programs, dually certified teachers. So in an integrated setting. So our ages are mixed blends, 3 and 4-year-olds, because we do really follow the developmental continuum for each child. So kids develop at various stages. While the rate and pattern is the same, it's different for each child in all their areas of development. So when you use a developmental continuum for each of those areas, you're giving each child what they need. So I think that covers it about it. So get those lottery applications submitted. And we look forward to our continued work together. This will be recorded. It will be on the district website. So if any of your friends or family missed it, they will have the opportunity to view it again. Thank you for joining us tonight. And
The mute.
anyone?
Couple of questions, Cindy, that I've answered.
Go ahead,
You
Eric.
do not, unfortunately, you can put a preference for a site, but that does not guarantee the site. Some common questions I answered tonight were, we do not offer before and after care. They do offer, for lower income families, options that are free and or reduced. And the ratio in our integrated classes is 15-2, with one of the people being a certified teacher, and then the other person being a paraprofessional. In unusual circumstances, there may be an additional body in there because of an IEP. If you sense that your child has some sort of learning difficulty or learning difference, now is the time to start letting the school district know. We have a thing called Child Find, and that process should start a few months before their 3rd birthday, so that way we can have eyes on them. I know someone asked that question. If you're currently in the program, unless you're requesting a building change, then you don't really need to do anything, except we will ask you towards the latter end of the year if you intend on returning, just to give us a gauge of how many open spaces we have. Open spaces will vary by building. based on how many of our 4-year-olds are moving up. And I will say that we probably have the best preschool in the town, without a doubt. The staff is amazing. Miss Wilson has always been an early childhood person, and this is her first year really overseeing it with a magnifying glass, and she has brought an expertise to this program. Someone did ask about if the North Lions or the South Eagles program is affiliated. It's not right now, but you never know. That could change. But as of right now, it's not.
And if you're confused about that, the high schools both house a child development program for their high school students to take. And so that is a free program that's offered at both of the high schools. It's a 4-day-a-week program. It's half day. So if that's something, if you don't get into this program and you need a preschool for your child, or if finances are difficult, then you may look into that program as well. So you don't register through the district with them. You go right through the teachers in those programs. So that's another option for families. Someone asked
the one question I saw here, if your child's in the program and they are scheduled to go to a new school, Mrs. Calabro, will they have to re-register for the new school they're going to?
Mr. Paulson, did you say?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
If a current child is in our program and they're aging out and they'll still have an IEP, but they're going to a different school, do they have to re-register?
No.
Or does that roll over? No.
That rolls over.
Yeah.
If they have an IEP, the child study team will make sure that their status is changed through Ms. Calabro's office, and that they will be rerouted to the appropriate school.
I
I'm
did
just
see a
trying to go
question
through
on
some of
here
the-
also regarding age, if their child could start before they turn it 3. If you want to maybe address that, Ms. Scarzone?
So students, the cutoff is October 1st, and all students have to be 3 by October 1st. I know that October 2nd is very, very close, but the cutoff is October 1st, unfortunately. I'm sorry.
The only exception to that, and I'll clarify, is if your child is coming through early intervention and they are classified, they do begin the program once they turn 3. So that is something at early intervention your case manager can help you, guide you through, but they would start that transition process if your child's in early intervention now. So if they are classified and they have an IEP, they will start on their 3rd birthday. There was a question about naps. We don't give naps because the students are only in school for 5 hours, so there is no nap time.
I do see a question regarding a parent with a 3-year-old and a 4-year-old. If both students are in our preschool program, we will do our absolute very best. We will not send them to 2 separate schools.
Our preschools are not nut-free, but I can assure you that our staff is very well aware of current allergy issues. As a father of a son with a peanut allergy, as long as you're alerting the teacher to it and the school nurse, then we will make sure that your child is safe.
Somebody asked if this was recorded. Yes, it is currently being recorded, and both this recording and the slides will be posted onto the district website. If you didn't hear any answers to your questions and you need to filter back through, this will be posted for your reference.
Before we hang up, Heather, I see your question. Is this part of the preschool expansion grant for the state? Unfortunately, right now, no, it is not. We've been really working on that for about 3 years, and it's a long process that we're going through. Hopefully, maybe down the road, but I know that will not probably happen for next year. And you all just heard my son.
Are there any more new questions in the chat, Sue?
I'm just scanning through right now.
Okay.
The question is, who do we reach out to for early intervention?
If you're concerned that your child is between the ages of birth and 3 and requiring some assistance, there is a county early intervention agency that you can contact. It's actually called Early Intervention, Monmouth County. So, and you can talk to your pediatrician, ask them for their advice if you have questions or concerns.
The application link is not available now. It will be posted onto the website for Monday morning. Monday morning, it will go live under the preschool department for you to begin the application process.
We have a couple new messages. Let's take a look here what we have. Do we have a better chance of being accepted into the program if we submit earlier on an open enrollment?
Excuse me, I'm sorry. We are keeping the, we're doing a month-long application process. And as of the date, I believe it's March, did I say March 5th? As of March 5th, we will turn off applications. And based on the number of applications that we received at that time, we'll determine how many spots we have selected. If we have just enough spots and the same amount of applications, then there won't need to be a lottery. And then everybody's accepted at that point. It's just determining where they're placed in the programs. In terms of the full day program, there are many, many families who want those spots. So that will definitely be its own lottery for sure, because unfortunately we don't have enough spots to put everybody in a full day program. So, the entire month that applications are coming through earlier or later, everybody's part of the process for how they get in at the same time.
And what time will the link open on Monday, Ms. Garzon?
I would say probably first thing in the morning. That's going to depend on who's going to post the link for us onto the website. But I would say first thing, start of school day on Monday morning.
Okay, I think that's about it, Mrs. Wilson.
I think there was just a question about about the kindergarten. That one's been recorded too. So if you missed the kindergarten presentation, that will be on the district website probably as soon as tomorrow.
And the last question was on the application process. If they don't mind full day or half day, can they put both? Yes, it would allow you to select all the options that you would consider. And then we will base it going from there. If you select all, you will be part of the application process for the full day as well.
Well, we hope you found this helpful. And again, as Ms. Garzon said, you can always reach out via email to myself, Tara Garzon, or our secretary, Megan Ferrara. So thank you, Middletown families, for joining us this evening. We look forward to our continued work together. Again, have a great evening and stay safe, and we will see you soon.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Have a great evening.